In this video, we are going to be going over the importance of delegating. This is going to be one of the single greatest things that you can implement in your marketing agency, not only to ensure that you can deliver great client results, but to also be able to scale effectively and efficiently. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So the importance of delegating. Now, to ensure exceptional client results, it is going to be your highest priority within your business. It is through these results that you will be able to get paid and keep clients on a month-to-month basis. Failure to generate your clients these results they are looking for will result in clients churning and your business taking a hit. So that brings us to the question, how do you actually ensure great client results? And this is where delegation comes into place. And in this video, we're going to be covering why delegating your services is crucial and what happens when you don't delegate. Also, we'll cover exactly what is the first hire that you should make. So delegation and leverage. Delegation gives you leverage, and leverage can be defined as the use of something to maximize an advantage. So the use of something to maximize your advantage, in this case, within your marketing agency. Now, essentially, there are 4 different types of leverage. And in our mentorship program, you not will only see how I'm using all these 4 forms of leverage, but we'll also go ahead and implement each one of these forms of leverage within your marketing agency by building tailored solutions for you and guiding you step by step through the process. Now, we're going to have another video that covers these 4 forms of leverage in more detail so that you understand exactly what they are and how they work. But for the sake of this video, let's kind of just give you a visual representation. So as you can see here, you have the lowest form of leverage, and here you have the highest form of leverage. The lowest form of leverage is going to be capital, and this is using capital, in other words, money, to maximize your advantages, whether that is using money to run paid ads, whether that is using money to buy specific software, or whether that is simply using money to buy a computer or any piece of tech that will actually help you within your business. Basically, utilizing capital to maximize your advantages. The second form of leverage is going to be labor, and over here it is utilizing people, delegating, if you will, delegating things to people to maximize your advantages within your business. This is going to be the form of leverage that we're going to be covering in this video. The third form of leverage is going to be code. Now, think of this as like software, right? Using software to maximize your advantage. For example, in your marketing agency, you're going to need automations and workflows to make your process more smoother, whether that is when someone books a call, they get a series of automations with emails and SMS, whether that is when you onboard someone, using code to onboard them more efficiently. So code is going to be the third form of leverage. And lastly, you have media. So media is going to be the highest form of leverage. And again, we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to go ahead and leverage media as a form of leverage within your business. Now, when it comes to media as leverage, think of this as a piece of content that you will record that could be used for many months and maybe even many years to come. Now, why is media the highest form of leverage? Well, because it's going to be a piece of sales asset that you can record and will be there and will live on the internet for as long as you want it to be. So if we take a look at this in more detail, Joe Rogan, if we take a look at him as an example, his most recent podcast probably made him over $100,000. And making that piece of content was no more work than his very first podcast episode, which probably actually costed him more money since he didn't make anything from it. Equipment cost and sweat equity, the time to actually record this video. Why is media the highest form of leverage? Well, because there's 0 marginal cost of reproduction, which means you record a piece of content and it doesn't cost you anything for that content to be seen or used by someone else. It costs you nothing to duplicate it. There's no cost to scale it to whoever wants it. So in the case of Joe Rogan, his very first podcast probably didn't generate him no money compared to the podcast episode right now. I'll give you guys a better example, right? Something that's more relevant. We just had a brother who signed on to our mentorship program. Brother Safe, if he's watching this video, respect to you, bro. So Brother Safe, he joined our mentorship program, paid in full. And when I asked him, where did he hear about me? He said it was a video that he watched on YouTube from 5 years ago. So I uploaded a video 5 years ago. And because of that video, he saw it, came to my page, reached out, booked a demo call, and signed on with us as a paying client. So that piece of content didn't cost me anything to reproduce. It didn't cost me anything to be seen by other people, which is why media is the highest form of leverage. And again, we're going to show you exactly how you can utilize media for that. And I don't mean building a personal brand. If you want to do that, that's great. What I'm talking about is utilizing media to talk to the specific customers that you have, the prospects that you have, the people that book a call with you, right? It'll be one piece of content that can be seen by everybody who books a call with you. So that is the 4 forms of leverage. And we'll go through each form of leverage and how you can apply this in your business in a later video. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to specifically just focus on labor as a form of leverage. Now, whether you are experienced in service delivery or not, I strongly recommend delegating it and ignoring whatever anyone else says when it comes to delegating. You see, the most successful people in the world and the most successful business owners leverage labor so that they can focus on high impact activities as owners and CEOs. This is why Jeff Bezos has millions of employees, and same thing with Walmart, right? I believe Walmart has actually the most employees that a company has. The biggest and most successful people out there understand that utilizing labor and delegating services to other people is one of the most important things, and the same applies here in your business, except we're delegating it to get a specific outcome, which we'll get to in a little bit. So what are the most important points of delegating? Well, let's go over them. Number 1 is you will have someone who is far more experienced than you at your current skill level. Someone who has been doing this, again, 4 years and has generated hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. In our mentorship program, we will place in your business someone who has generated at least $2 million working with the type of customers that you work with. This is you utilizing someone's years of experience, years of trials and errors, and millions of dollars generated literally just like that. It'll give you someone who is far more experienced than you at your current skill level. Number 2, it's going to provide you with case studies. Now, because you have someone who has generated results for clients in the past and has generated millions of dollars, you'll be able to use those case studies, whether that's on your VSL, whether that's on your website, whether that's on your social media. And essentially, you as a business owner, you have this employee and this contractor who's generated these results. This could be leverage that you can go ahead and use to give the customers that you're speaking with the assurance that you as a company can actually deliver on the offer that you're presenting them. Number 3, it's going to provide you with confidence and conviction that you need to ensure that you can get your clients great results. And this is so important because this right here is going to translate when you're on the sales calls pitching prospects. Imagine if you knew that you're on a sales call with someone and you have a employee or a contractor who can ensure great client results and has did this and has generated millions of dollars. How much confidence and conviction do you think you will have compared to you doing it yourself and have never did this before? Of course, you're going to have so much more confidence. And again, that's going to translate into the sales call. So this is probably by far the most important thing, is that you will have the confidence and the conviction to go out there and actually pitch people these services because you know you have someone who can go ahead and deliver on these results and actually ensure great client results. Number 4, when it comes to the importance of delegating, is it's going to free up your time as an agency owner. This will allow you to focus on more important things as an agency owner, such as sales and operations, which honestly is a full-time job within itself. I don't know about you, but I'm starting this business to actually get my time back. When I started this in 2018, it was to have financial freedom, location freedom, but to also be able to free up my time and do whatever it is that I want. And although I find myself now working anywhere from 8 to 12 hours still, that's because I love working, not because I have to. Nonetheless, whether you want to use your free time to, do whatever it is that you want, or you actually want to double down and work even more hours than you currently are doing at your 9 to 5, it's going to allow you to have that freedom to focus on either sales and operations or whatever it is that you would like to do. Number 5, as to the importance of delegating, it's essentially overall delegating your service delivery is going to be the second form of leverage, as we have just stated, which is going to be labor. You are leveraging, again, someone else's years of experience, millions of dollars spent and generated, and the results they have garnered simply by hiring them and allowing them to deliver the services. And we have, again, a detailed video that's going to be going over the 4 forms of leverage in more detail. But again, in the point of this video, just wanted to give you a high-level overview of exactly what that looks like. So now that we've kind of clarified the importance of delegating and essentially the different forms of leverage, let's talk about the cause and effect of not delegating your services. So let's play out this scenario. Imagine this scenario where you work hard for 2 weeks to land a client. And finally, you land a client who's willing to pay you $1,500 for your services, and in other words, generating them leads and sales. So you spent, I don't know, the last month cold calling, maybe running ads, maybe sending emails, maybe sending DMs. You spent all this time trying to land a client. You finally got someone on a call after taking, let's say, 10 calls, and the client agreed to work with you. They paid you their fee, and now you have to deliver the results. Well, because you didn't delegate and you decided to do the service delivery yourself at your current skill level, which I'm assuming maybe you don't have the experience of generating a client great results, your work that you just did for the last 30 days to get that person on the call and actually close them all just went to waste because you couldn't get them the desired outcome that they're looking for. And I will tell you this, customers will leave you faster than, I don't know an analogy, but they'll leave you quick if you can't get them great client results, because that is literally the only reason why they're paying you. So you would have did all of this work to land a client, and it would all go to waste because you simply didn't delegate the services to someone else who's far more experienced and that can ensure great client results. You see, you don't want it to be this person. Delegate your services, the sooner the better. Now, if you are confident that you can deliver the services and you have past experience, again, I still would recommend you delegate so that you can focus on bigger and more important things, but you can go ahead and do that yourself. But if you know that you can't deliver great client results, if you can't deliver on the promise that you're making to your customers, you need to delegate. Don't be that person who spends all of this time trying to land a client, only then 30 days later to have them leave you because you can't deliver them the results. Now let's talk about the first hire to make. Okay, if all this is making sense for you, let's talk about the first hire to make. Well, depending on your niche and the services you offer, your first hire needs to be someone who can handle the main service that you're offering. Now, 95% of you guys watching this video will be helping clients generate either more leads or more sales, which in other words, you most likely are going to be offering paid ads. If this is the case, you're going to need to hire a media buyer because your main service delivery is generating sales and leads through paid ads. So a media buyer would be your first hire. Now, vice versa, if you are a short form content agency, your main service offering would be to edit videos. In other words, you would hire a video editor. The point is, depending on what type of agency you're running, your first hire should be someone who can deliver on your main service offering. So that is the importance of delegating. I hope this video was helpful. Again, understand that the greatest thing that you can do within your business is using leverage.